Oh yeah, I love garage sailing. It's like go out like all weekend long looking for as many as possible.
Well, I collect things that I feel emotionally connected to. But if there's stuff, that I know is valuable and I can find it and snap it up at a garage sale.
I have a friend who lives in this area, so I was just coming by to visit her, and she told me that there's like this garage sale down the street. So.
Yeah, usually you can tell by the neighborhood. Some people have, you can tell by the kind of houses that they have and the kind of people that live in the neighborhood, the kind of stuff that they usually get rid of. It's not always what you expect, but...
It really shows you that you can find a lot of interesting things at a garage sale and people will pay for them. It's like an untapped resource almost.
I have seen it get very competitive.
I just don't want to come up empty. There's another time I went and found this, they had a table full of socks.
Oh yeah, it's very competitive.
Our friend Jennifer works in the classified section of the paper. She emails us all the great sales before they get published. It's great.
What I like are the ones that people that have collected, say doorknobs or whatever, and they've just got this wide assortment. Not that I'm into doorknobs, I may be someday, but for now, it's good to know at least that they're out there.
Sometimes people sell things they don't even know what it's worth.
But this is our livelihood. For us, this is serious.
You get the best finds, and they end up being treasures that I actually love.
A lot of people do get confused by the nomenclature. On the East Coast, especially in the Northeast, they're called tag sales. Now, in the Midwest, they're more casual, so then you have yard sales, things in the yard. Down south, of course, with that, southern way that they have, they call them porch sales or gimme sales. And here in the West, we call them garage sales or G sales. I think people kind of got tired of writing garage on all those white pieces of cardboard, especially here in Bogwood, where we have a very special distinction.
Bogwood was actually built on a bog in the early 1860s as the area was growing, due in part to the timber and paper boom industry. We have more garages per capita than any city in the country. We actually have about 3.8 garages for every man, woman, and child. That number has been trending upwards as of late. We actually have been considering going into some neighborhoods and doing away with the houses altogether and building nothing but garages on the plat. We figured we could get about 5 garages per plat, and that way we'd have about 5.3 per man, woman, and child.
Hello, Vicki Bell, Bell Estate Sales. Mrs. Fenwick?
Doris Fenwick.
Oh, hi, Doris.
Please
Nice
come
to meet
in.
you.
We're not dead yet.
Oh, this is nice.
I said we're not dead yet. Why the hell would we be having an estate sale?
Clayton, stop it.
Mr. Fenwick, people who are very much alive have estate sales. All it means is that we're going to be selling everything in your home.
Yes, our condo's completely furnished.
You're not selling my moss collection.
Well,
that's coming with us.
Let's go in the other room, Mrs. Bell.
It's Ms. Bell.
Built around 1879, this is the Porter Cabin. It is actually the oldest standing structure in Bogwood. And if you look around the side there, you'll see the very first garage. Well, not a garage per se, you got me there, but they probably used it to hold extra household items like butter churners, baskets, and cooking implements.
I am a paper rep. I'm retired now, but I had the whole Northwest as my territory.
And I'm a homemaker. We have one child, Xavier, and he's coming in from Boise to help with the sale.
He's an internet millionaire.
No, he isn't.
Well, he's going to be.
And we've lived here since 1968. Well, like much of Bogwood, our house is built on a bog, and occasionally we have a little bit of water in the crawl space.
I've never heard of a crawl space in a closet before.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
You got a little water in there.
So we decided to move.
Well, she's crazy. There's nothing wrong with this house. And I am not leaving my moss collection. You're going to have to kill me, and then you can have your estate sale.
Well, the one thing, one thing obviously that I think anybody would be mad. You know, I'll see an ad in the paper and I'll mark it down and I'll set the alarm for early in the morning and get up and drive clear across Bogwood, and I get there and it's just crap. Are you gonna have to cut that? I'm sorry.
I personally have long been a proponent of a garage sale rating system. Now, with a rating system, it would be sort of like they have for movies. For example, if you had baby gear at your sale, there would BG would be for baby gear. A could be for antiques, of course, if you had a lot of that at your sale, and that could be right in the classified ad in the paper so people would know what they were getting.
You know, it's little sleepers, it's the jumpers, it's the table of socks, you know, it's the toys that have been sitting out in the sun for I don't know how long, you know, it's nothing that I'd be interested in. And, you know, I've wasted all this gas and all my time getting out there. So, yeah, that's a big disappointment, is finding, you know, coming up with a clunker.
Now, CES would be for a certified estate sale because, you know, a lot of people have a so-called estate sale and no one's actually died. I think with a CES rating, you would have to have a death certificate.
This, what you see now, used to be all of downtown Bogwood. Over 100 years ago, buildings everywhere. We had a provisioner, a general store, and of course, our town square. Well, actually, everything that you see now, this is about 16 feet of peat and sphagnum. That's a hard word to say, but you get accustomed to it when you live here.
Now listen, Colin only made 500 of these beauties from 1955 to 1956.
Let me see the base.
Sure. Okay, now you see, Colin, 1955.
Well, there's a bit of rust on the base.
Rust? No, that's soot. Huh, how did we get into garage sales? Well, it's a big part of, you know, our business. We go on 2 or 3 buying trips a year, but the real action is here in Bogwood.
Yeah. We're actually afraid that this place is going to get discovered.
Well, it already has been. I mean, I read an article that said for retro modern, you know, Palm Springs, Miami, Bogwood. Those are the only 3 cities. Honey, look, a little fraying here is bound to be inevitable. This chair is older than you are. Now you hold on to this while I get my chair.
Okay, everyone, let's move on to concept number 6. Mucladopine. I am a focus group moderator here at Olympic Research, where we conduct focus groups for mostly pharmaceutical companies, which we have a lot of here in Bogwood due to the natural abundance of mosses and lichens and other herbal medicinal ingredients. Mucladopine is a new OTC drug that will alleviate the symptoms of postnasal drip and has a low occurrence of certain adverse side effects such as skin irritation. Now, based on this, would you be more likely or less likely to ask your doctor about this?
What kind of skin irritation?
Itching.
Itching?
Itching, yes.
Does it say where?
Yes, the rectal area primarily, some inner thigh itching, mostly rectal though.
That doesn't work for me.
Me neither.
I might go for it.
Good.
Well, I work in the games division of a large software company here in Washington. Can I say the name of it? Okay. Well, I'm a games designer. I work on the fantasy role-playing games. Back in the early 80s, I was co-creator of a game called Caves and Beasts. Have you heard of it? You know, probably remember it. Caves and Beasts, worked on that for about, or we called it C&B after a while. It just became known as that. Worked on that for about 3 or 4 years. Wrote the books, developed the games, tested the multi-sided dice, that kind of stuff. Had phenomenal success with C&B. It, you know, we had write-ups in Time and Newsweek at the same time. I don't think since The Boss got on the cover that, you know, we broke that record.
There we go. Okay, let's crank this puppy up. There. Good morning, sunshine.
All right. Are you ready?
Time to make money.
Okay, recording.
Mucladoping is not right for everyone, and there is a low incidence of side effects, which may include dry mouth, persistent headaches and loss of balance, inconsistent or watery bowel movements, blood clotting, sensitivity to light and sound, amnesia, and rectal itching. Mucladoping. For you, for life, for health. I have somewhat of a reputation as an announcer. My specialty, of course, is pharmaceutical commercials. That's why I moved up here from L.A. They tell me that my voice has a unique quality to it. Now, at first I thought it was my resonance or my warmth or the reassuring quality of my voice. But they tell me that my voice is actually at a frequency which many people have a hard time hearing. And since they hire me to read the disclaimer part of the commercial, they just assume no one pay any attention to that part. So my voice is ideal.
Retro modern is also sometimes called mid-century modern, which I think sums it up better. But you still get customers coming in and they say, is it retro or is it modern? And, I think the thing you need to understand is that back then, it was modern.
The 50s, 60s, 70s.
Well, I think when you get into 73, 74, that's the end of the retro modern period.
What about the mushroom lamp?
Oh God, she always brings this up.
The Castello-Favre mushroom lamp in orange was manufactured in 1974. It is a classic retro modern piece.
Yeah. Anyway, well, personally, I happen to like Danish modern from the 60s. The clean, sleek, long, strong lines. I think they're reflective of the Danish people themselves. We had a neighbor. Her mother was Danish, and she was tall and strong and
blonde. I'm sure.
Well, you get the picture.
Mm-hmm. Well, during one group not that long ago, I was going around the room doing the usual warm-up exercises, and I was asking people what they did for a living. So I got the usual list of professions, your banker, your doctor, your ventriloquist, and this one woman, very, very friendly woman, said that she owned an antique store that sold mid-century modern artifacts. So anyway, when the session was over, she gave me her card and invited me to the shop. So that weekend, I was in the area, and I figured, what the hell, I'll stop in. Well, it was like I had stepped through a time machine. The shop was filled with exactly the same stuff I had growing up. It was unbelievable. Memories just came flooding back to me. The smells, the time I got trapped under the stairs, it was unbelievable. It was like some massive panic attack, but in a good way. So, I don't know, apparently I blacked out or something, because the next thing I knew, Helen, that's the woman from the focus group, she was giving me mouth to mouth. Nice lady, like I said, very, very nice. So, after I came to, everything settled down. I nearly bought out the store, as you can imagine. And as I'm writing out the check, I asked her, so where do you get this stuff? And she said, garage sales. And that's when this little light goes off in my head.
This is an early schematic here that I had. That's pizza, that's not blood. This is about the time that we started having a string of bad luck. We had people, for whatever reason, and I'll stress, it was a small amount of people who liked the game, but they took it a little too seriously. They became delusional with it, and went nuts. We had one guy who was a tax assessor, and he started showing up for work dressed as his favorite character, Melinda, the fairy princess. Also around the same time, there were some disappearances. People were taking the game out from their kitchen tables and living rooms and playing it in the field. There was a senior bowling league that disappeared into a drainage tunnel. They were using that for their cave, and they just found a pair of shoes and a set of dentures. So that was weird. Then, this is really macabre here. There was a secretary in Minneapolis who, for whatever reason, had it in for a boss, and she used the game, and she beheaded him, just like that, just clean cut, too. And, that got a huge write-up. And our PR department say what you will, there is such a thing as bad publicity. That killed sales. We had allegations of criminal negligence. We had lawsuits. So we pretty much had to fold Caves and Beasts for a while.
Actually, in the mid-50s, I was known as the sidekick in Westerns. I played Cappy McDougal in Wild Canyons. I don't know if you saw it. I made a million Westerns. Anyway, one day I was at Philomena's having my grilled Reuben sandwich, sitting at the counter. You'll never guess who sat down right next to me. Shel Sidstein. The Shel Sidstein, the legendary producer, right there. So I said to him, well, Shel, what's up? What's going on? He takes a bite of his sour pickle, slams it down on his plate. Says, I'm getting out of pictures. TV is where it's at. So to make a long story short, I auditioned for a pilot he's developing called Pot of Gold. That was a pretty wacky idea for a TV show. A widower and his 8-year-old son are visiting Grandma in Ireland when they discover a pot of gold under a tree stump in the backyard. Well, it turns out it's my pot of gold, because I am the leprechaun. Well, I take a fancy to the poor bereft family, and I take a shine particularly on the young lad who's lost his ma after all. And it ends up, I go back to Minneapolis with him and live there as Uncle Angus. We get in all kinds of scrapes and scuffles, experiences you wouldn't believe, most of which are resolved by the sprinklings of my fiduciary assets. Who'd believe that, huh? Well, a lot of people did. That show ran for 5 years. It was syndicated in 32 countries. Bigora! That was the catchphrase, Bigora. Anything wacky was about to happen, I'd let out me, Bigora! And they'd cue the laugh track. And you want to know something? I never made a thin red dime off it, not one. That was in the days when they really screwed the actors. No $1 million an episode contracts in those days. We didn't even have any residuals. No, I got paid my weekly salary as long as we were in production, and when that was over, that's it, not a penny more. Well, what are you going to do?
Well, Caves and Beasts, as it was known, is done, but my friend Clive, who I co-created it with, came back to me a couple years ago and suggested maybe we try an online version of Caves and Beasts, do a 3D multiplayer type thing, and he assured me that nobody could get hurt because, you'll have a guy in Russia or Singapore playing with people in Duluth or Seattle, for instance.
Our store, actually it used to be my store, and it originally was a Mexican-Texan theme. A lot of terracotta, a lot of wrought iron.
Tex-Mex.
No, Tex-Mex is the food. Mex-Tex are the furnishings.
Well, it's a good thing I came along. Let's just say that, okay?
There she is.
Here comes trouble.
Good afternoon, ladies.
Hello, Heidi. How's business?
Not bad. Not bad.
Heidi is our main competition.
Troubled waters, you might want to move on from there.
And my former competition.
Okay, it was a long time ago, sweetie.
She likes to buy things from us, then mark them up and sell them in her shop.
And then we buy them back and mark them up again. Wait to see if she buys them again.
Last month, we went back and forth over this one chartreuse plexi salt and pepper shaker set. It went back and forth and back and forth. I just took them out of the store, brought them home. They were $600 at that point.
$600. Now we use them at home. I mean, cinnamon and curry.
No, chervil.
Chervil? Chervil? She does the cooking. I knew it began with a C.
Chervil.
Oh, no, you don't play them. I mean, the more you touch them, the more it deteriorates the product. So, I don't even dust them because I like to keep the dust on there. I feel that kind of holds it intact and maybe even adds to the authenticity. But most of these are pretty old. I've got about 6,000 games now. This is just a fraction of them. Probably closer to 6,230. And most of those are stored in a locker up on high ground because, Bogwood's known for its moisture content.
Hey, get up here now!
Yeah, honey. My wife isn't into the games, so.
After Pot of Gold, very few roles came my way. I was pretty well typecast after that show folded. I got the green and white Irish soap commercial, and I got a Frosted Kids cereal commercial, and some English rock group hired me for its stage act to dance around their styrofoam megalith. Pfft, bad news. So I went to a lot of auditions, and the producers would take one look at me and they'd say, you're 6'2". What are we going to do with a 6'2" leprechaun? But if they won't hire you, they won't hire you. So that was pretty much it.
This is a nice display. What is this?
Those are speakers.
Ah, I see. And this is a lovely piece. Excellent condition. Is this teak?
We bought it at Dane's when we first moved in.
Thought so. You know, the collectors go wild over these. Should fetch a pretty penny.
Oh, do you think so?
No light. God damn it. That's a part of my moss collection. It has to stay in the dark. No light. No light.
It'll all have to be cleaned out by Thursday.
Clayton.
What?
Why don't you go outside for a while?
I would be happy to.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Well,
I've been working on this lawn for years, but look at it. That damn grass, it's crowding out the moss.
Mr. Fenwick is a little odd. He seems fixated on mosses, which, fine. That's fine. Mrs. Fenwick is a dear.
I've been collecting mosses and lichens for over 22 years. Now, this isn't my whole collection, but there's some of the more interesting pieces are here. Now, this one I got last year at the NMA annual conference in Vancouver. That's the National Moss Association. It's the Sphygelium mitrosis. I was lucky. It's very rare. This one is the Ancellibum. It only grows on potatoes and turnips. So you may have seen some on your own potatoes. I almost lost it due to last year's early frost. Most people don't know this, but many kinds of mosses are edible. This Harburnia, for example, it tastes a lot like a slightly runny Munster cheese. It turns your teeth green, however. It's not permanent. Here, have a sprig.
Well, I do a lot of buying and selling online, and I sell a lot of my games on these online auctions. I've set up a website for myself here called Lascelles Game Salon. I have them categorized here. This is Thursday night, 1966. I do have a few holes in my collection, though. This one down here is 8 o'clock on Thursday night, and once I get that, my collection hopefully will be pretty much complete.
These go for several $1,000s new.
$1,000?
Oh,
New?
absolutely.
Not like this. This is the Excelsior model. See that bulb? They don't make a bulb like that anymore.
Oh, Clayton, don't be silly. Of course they do. I got one at Shop Mart.
You did not buy a bulb for the Excelsior model at Shop Mart. You cannot get a bulb that emits 2,500 lumens at a discount store. That is a special order bulb.
Mom, Dad, I'm hungry. I got any fish sticks?
Savior!
Oh, there's a car out front. The hell are you doing?
I would say, first of all, without making excuses, that everyone makes mistakes. I made a mistake. I'm sure you've made mistakes. Everyone makes them. I believe, in a very positive way, that it is our manner of dealing with mistakes, of learning from mistakes, that really distinguishes us from a pack of monkeys. Having said that, I would now say that I spent some time at Safford Federal Penitentiary. I'm not apologizing for it. And I don't really want to get into the specifics. The bottom line here is that during my 32 months at Safford, I made some very close and personal relationships. Now, there, I think, we're talking about the genesis of einmates.com, okay? When I was released from Safford on March 16th of 1997, I tried to find some of these old prison buddies of mine that I had such close personal relationships with. And for a variety of reasons. career, networking, personal reasons, and some owed me money. Again, that's not really that important. What I found was that it was virtually impossible for a private individual such as myself to access state and federal prison records, not to mention international prisons. Oh, forget them. The bottom line here is I could not find some of my old prison buddies, some of whom it was absolutely critically essential for me to locate. Anyway, I was working out at my favorite gym. I was just daydreaming about this gentleman I used to throw up steel with, whose name was Martin Duvalier. And then I was taking these state-sponsored computer education classes, and I suddenly put 1 and 2 together, and I thought, what if there was an online directory of inmates and ex-cons where you could go and find your old prison buddies? Well, it's about goddamn time, don't you think? So that's how it all started. Now, I should mention that I did find one of my old pals at that time. Was a gentleman that I went to Lompoc with in '82, and he was his name was Elliot Braun. He was brilliant with databases, networks, and databases, things like that. The missing link, basically. I actually got him in trouble with a major financial institution. Anyway, I recruited Elliot to be my CTO. And we put together, to make a long story short, we put together version 1.0 of einmates.com, utilizing some PCs and, did you get that? Utilizing some PCs and some things I had lying around in the basement at the time. Hans, when is this thing again?
I told you, Thursday. The people are coming Thursday morning to put price tags on everything.
All right.
Everything, so gotta move on.
You got too much crap here, Pop. No one's gonna want any of this shit.
You'd be surprised. I think we're gonna make a mint.
You're out of your mind.
Here, I want you to have this.
No, I got enough tools.
Take it. When I'm dead, I want you to have something to remember me by.
A hammer?
A man can always use a good hammer. Take it.
Okay.
At every sale, we do have a room that is basically off limits to the public.
Okay.
And all of those ferns and everything?
Mosses.
Mosses?
Yes. I'll take care of everything.
Remember this leprechaun game? You used to love it. Paulie. What the hell was his last name? Scrawny kid, had the lazy eye.
I don't remember any Paulie.
Of course you do. He used to live where the Norberts live now. Little kid, scrawny, lazy eye. You and he used to be best friends. I can't believe you don't remember Paulie.
I'm thinking of Benny McInnes. He and his family moved to, I don't know, Belgium or something.
I remember Benny McInnes. I hated that kid. No, this was little Paulie. Always had the fairy haircut, scrawny, lazy eye. You and he used to go out to North Bog Lake and catch frogs.
Pop.
Wasn't Paulie the kid that drowned?
Pop, I don't remember any Paulie. No Paulie. Hey, how about, everybody hungry? How about some tuna? Tuna sandwiches, huh? Out in the back? A little tuna out in the back, huh? Come on, who's hungry?
Well, some of the more rare board games are the ones that are based on old TV shows. And I have them categorized here. This is from 1966. The game I'm looking for is called Pot of Gold, based on the TV show. And the paper stock it was printed on was causing harm to kids. They were getting paper cuts like crazy, so they recalled them. And there's maybe 13 in existence that we know of, maybe half a dozen. So
I'm not going to say it never happened, but the incidence of the wrong weight or type of paper being used in a children's product is very rare. The Pot o' Gold game incident happened over 30 years ago, and the industry has instituted safeguards to prevent any further type of massive paper cut injuries from ever occurring again.
Yeah. As I started to go to more and more garage sales, I started to buy more and more stuff, which became a problem because, well, A, I didn't know what was the good stuff, and B, I got into a little bit of financial difficulty. I ended up having to sell my car, which was not good.
You have three kinds of people that frequent your garage sales. You have your civilians, your collectors, and your pros. And they don't always get along.
What I hate are the flippers. Now these are the people that come in and they turn around, they buy everything up, they turn around and they resell it on these online auctions and they make a huge profit, but they don't love the game that they're selling. And to me, I think you're selling back somebody's childhood. You know, I don't consider them collectors. They're flippers. They're vultures. You know.
And I had a friend from work install the statistical analysis software that goes through the sites and will figure out what's selling. So, you know, what's hot and what's not. Well, look at this. I mean, the pencil sharpeners are through the roof. So when I go to the sales, I'll be on the lookout for what's showing up on my list. In this case, pencil sharpeners. I can buy something at a sale, mark it up to 300%, and then turn around and sell it to an online collector.
I'm a collector. I feel like I'm selling people back their childhoods, and that's what they really want. So I feel like I'm here to help humanity a little bit.
I got this at the estate sale of the late Dr. Alwyn Jardine, the noted ophthalmologist at the medical school out at the university. This is a prototype of the Jardine Vision Light, but the special bulb is called the Excelsior with a capital E. That was his major invention. I don't think that the rest is his invention, but it's the gas that's in the bulb. Anyway, it promotes better vision, and I can tell you that since I have been using this Jardine lamp, almost 3 years now, my vision couldn't be better. I take it with me wherever I go. Wherever there's Dick, there's the Jardine.
Well, this is our elephant collection. Well, actually, it's mostly BJ's elephant collection.
She kind of adopted it.
I did. This is a very special one. This is the rose quartz out of pink.
I don't know if you noticed the position that she's in. This is a position of dominance. You know, it's funny, people always like to say an elephant never forgets, and it's really not true because they forget all the time. They're just better than most animals at pretending they know what they're doing. I mean, last year we were on this photo safari in Guabi.
Oh, so beautiful.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, we saw this great bull elephant who clearly had lost her way, didn't know where she was going with the rest of the pack. Did she stop? Did she hesitate? No. She just went up on her hind legs like this and went, "Woo! Follow me, you assholes!" And they did. Just magnificent creatures.
This is an actual reproduction of our moon. Obviously, it's a lot smaller than our real moon, but every little crater, every little ridge, and every little sea, they're called mares or mares because there's no water on the moon, but this is an actual, taken from Apollo telemetry measurements, replication of our moon. Here's Copernicus right here. Here's the Sea of Tranquility where they landed near the on the Apollo 11. And this right here, that's the Grand Crater right there. Now you probably never heard of the Grand Crater before, right? That's intentional on the part of the government for whatever reason, I don't know. I could assume maybe the Russians made it there first. Aliens? I don't know. You talk to the astronauts, they don't talk. You hear interviews with Neil Armstrong, he never mentions it. As a matter of fact, when they came back with pictures of this, the government seized those. These globes were originally intended for educational purposes, and when the government found out that these even were manufactured, they sent men in the black suits around to confiscate them. So this is pretty rare. I don't know how this escaped the massive, whatever you call it, recall or whatever, but yeah, that's the Grand Crater. Probably about the size of Quebec, if you're looking for a reference.
When I saw this at an estate sale a few years ago, I nearly died. I mean, not only is it a beauty in perfect condition, but this is the exact same barbecue set my dad had when we were growing up. I'll never forget him flipping burgers and eggplants. We used to have these big family get-togethers every holiday where Mom would make macaroni and gravy and Dad would barbecue pork burgers and overcooked vegetables. Then we'd all go for a ride in the country. Long, hot drives so my dad could look at other people's lawns. But for me, long, hot drives in the country, full stomach, winding roads, me in the back seat. Blech. My aunts would argue over who had to sit next to me. It was always like, I'm not sitting next to that kid. I still have the vomit stains on my dress from last time. They called me Baby Barfy.
In the mid-50s, I spent a lot of time holed up in places like the Ebb Tider in Hollywood, the Shrimp Shack in Beverly Hills, and of course, Captain Tayback's. I think that's where I really got interested in this whole tiki phenom. I have collected an unbelievable amount of this crap over the years at garage sales, junkyards, you name it. But this is Mahumbu. Now, this is my favorite. Actually, this is Mahumbu too. The first Mahumbu was damaged when my waterbed broke and flooded the apartment. But this Mahumbu is made from kauri wood from the South Sea Islands, very resistant to water. I sometimes take Mahumbu to the bath with me, just to putter around, kind of a good luck thing. Look at his eyes. See? Puka shells. They look like they follow you wherever you go. See?
Coco is a chow chow with a little bit of something else mixed in, so, naturally I've been collecting chow chow stuff. And, well, here's an example. A lot of people don't know this about chows, but chows don't really have knees. I mean, they have hips and they have ankles, but they're sort of kneeless. So I found this little chow puppet, this little toy, and, well, look at this. The little guy is anatomically correct. He sits down like a chow without bending his little knees, which he doesn't really have, but...
I'll show you some other things in my collection here. This rock I got when I was down in Portland. I looked at it and I thought, well, this is interesting. Maybe it's an Indian carving or maybe a sharpening tool of some, knife sharpening tool. But as I'm looking at it, and I'm holding it in my hand, I don't know if you can see this, but look here. The lines on the rock correspond exactly with the lines in my hand. You see that? Look at that. There's like the lifeline and the headline. It's kind of spooky. So, I had to have that. So they wanted 75 cents for it. I talked them down to 25.
Well, the treasure.
You show 'em.
Oh, okay. Here we go. This is from the Malibu home of Billie Jean King before they tore it down.
And this was from the master bath, not the guest bath. So Billie Jean actually sat on this.
I find a lot of interesting things. Well, you probably think that I'm crazy, but this is actually a very fascinating dog behavior technique called invisualization. And what you do is, when a dog has acted inappropriately, you dress them up in an outfit that signifies their inappropriate behavior. So Coco here was, he did a little pee-pee on my beanbag chair. So I'm dressing him up as a convict to signify his inappropriate behavior. And, who's a bad dog? See, he picks up on the vibe. And, part of it, too, is you're supposed to put him in front of a mirror. That's part of it, too. Who's a bad dog? Oh, see, he knows. It's working. Cocoa here is named after the first cocoa that I had when I was growing up. There have actually been 3 cocos, 2 male, 1 female. In terms of why the name Coco, well, my parents chose that name, I think, because when I was little, I used to drink a lot of cocoa. I'd have it for breakfast, I'd have it for lunch, I'd have it for dinner. And I'd eat a lot of cocoa too, so sometimes the powder forms straight out of the can. But I think that what my parents were trying to do was to transfer my love of cocoa into my love of cocoa. And it worked. I haven't touched the stuff in years.
This is a replication of a little 16mm projector here. It's a pencil sharpener, and I don't know why I've recently started getting into pencil sharpeners, but I did. And this one's metal, which is rare. Most of them are plastic now. But the reason I think this is rare is because projectors today are 32, 70mm, and this one's a 16.
And this is never mind.
I love mechanical stuff. I just go nuts with it. And when I found these, I just thought, oh, this can't be. These are springs from a Gilmore Preston spring engine. Maybe you remember your dad probably had them. Yeah, look at this. Look at that. You can see. They put up a racket.
We found this antique badminton set. I can't remember, when did we get this?
Spring of 1999.
99, yeah, okay. You got one? Okay. Yeah. Well, it inspired us to start the Bogwood All-Girls Badminton League. We play mostly for fun.
Yeah.
just clearly. Where'd the shuttlecock go?
Behind you somewhere.
Okay.
On the floor, behind you.
Okay, all right.
Well, this is actually very therapeutic. This is my happy sad doll. And when I'm happy, I put this face out. And when I'm sad, I put this one out. So, happy, sad. Happy, sad. Happy, sad.
Damnedest thing happened. Pot of Gold has been syndicated in Asia. And the kids are just going crazy. They can't get enough of the Pot of Gold stuff. Anywhere. I mean, the action figures, the t-shirts, it's just amazing.
What is this? What is it?
I got a call from New York about a week ago from a guy who was willing to pay me $100,000 for the original Pot of Gold board game. I didn't even know there was an original Pot of Gold board game. You see, now that's just another way they screw the actor. I mean, I should have had a percentage of that.
You're all coming home with me!
When I was little, I used to spend hours and hours in my rumpus room with my best friend Barbara, and we'd be playing games forever. I can still remember the games. It was Cinnamon Avenue, Time the Task, Open Sesame, Whatever Will I Become, Brain Surgery. That was the one where you had to pull out a brain clot, but if you hit the skull, you got zapped. Sugar Town. There was Biting Gators.
Oh, is there something I can help you with?
No, not really.
Nothing special you're looking for?
But my absolute favorite game that I don't have was a game called Pot o' Gold. And that was a game that came out based on the TV show. And oh God, Barbara and I would just spend hours watching that show. I mean, we watched it religiously. I admit I was a little bit afraid of the leprechaun, so I kind of watched it from peeking out from behind the couch.
See?
Right. Do you have any board games?
Board games. Yeah, we do. We've got a couple from the 70s. I think we've got Sugartown. I think we've got Brain Surgery.
Actually, I'm looking for the Pot of Gold game. My friend Yukio wants a copy of it.
Pot of Gold. Oh yeah, I think we had that last year. Yeah, that's fun. It has the little popper dome and the penguins.
No, Pot of Gold, like the TV show.
Oh.
Never mind.
Hey, I'm sorry. You know, we might get another one in.
What the hell is this?
Œuf en Mariette.
Earths.
Œuf. Eggs. It's French.
French?
I'm taking a French cooking class with Judy.
Who has eggs for dinner? It's not civilized.
Well, the French do. You know, I think we should go to Provence with our money.
There you go,
Oh,
Pops.
the little villages
You're famous.
and the markets.
What's
so
this?
charming.
Yeah, for the sale.
Xavier, do you want to go to France with us?
I can't leave the country, Mom, you know that.
God damn it!
What's the matter?
It says estate sale. I told that woman no estate sale. Everybody's gonna think we're dead now.
Clayton, honey, no one's going to think we're dead.
Ain't necessarily a bad thing, Pops.
Oh. Jennifer just emailed us a really great estate sale. It's from Belle.
Uh-huh.
This is great. Oh, she says it's the Fern Hill area. What is that, East Bogwood? That's where Leanne and Shelley live, don't they?
Garage sales can induce a lot of stress, and you have to really prepare yourself. Your mind has to be sharp and focused, and you have to be totally in the moment.
Nicholas, Greenbrier, Monroe.
I have my own special relaxation rituals for the pre-sale time. I do about an hour of yoga to clear my thoughts.
Oh my gosh, Jennifer says they've got teak. And Kartoffel office stuff. Oh my God, will you please shut that thing off?
Look at these women, look at them! I mean, who can say Norwegian women can't play b-ball? Look at Skyvolt. She's got that sort of young Cloris Leachman thing going on. Love it!
Jackson, Marshall, Cable, Braxton.
This is a certain vanja, or discipline of yoga, where the disciple consciously visualizes their object of desire. In my case, it's a white shag rug from 1972.
Mineral and Doddridge. I was born in Doddridge County.
Would you help me find the map site, please? God, I don't even live here anymore.
One of the great things about being my age is I just don't need as much sleep as I used to. And I have an internal alarm clock that is infallible. I set it and it is locked in stone. Okay. There, I just set it for 5:45. Wait. There, better make it 6. I need my beauty sleep.
I've come to realize that true success at garage sales comes from letting go. You don't find what you want. What you want finds you.
Good morning, sweetheart. Sunny side up?
Where's the paper?
Oh, I think your father has it.
Dad! Dad!
God damn it, cheap crap ink. When will they learn? Son of a bitch! Get the hell out of here, you bastards!
You know, I'm pretty quick. If I see something, I want it, I go in, I grab it. Very few people really present an obstacle for me. You know, and as I say, you know, you get up early, you get there first.
Oh, yeah.
There's less competition.
They can get pretty competitive, especially when you get there early, which I always do. But I'm getting a little tougher about it. I'm getting better at handling the competition.
Katie asked that I look after little Ben this morning, which normally I don't mind doing, but you know, it's garage sale day, and you know, he would eat and then he'd spit up, and then he would eat some more and spit up. It's like, come on, just finish this bottle here. I gotta go. So, you know, that's, if I get late, I get all tense, and then my mind isn't quite into the game so much. Not that it's a game, but you know, you got to. Oh shit. I brought his baby bottle with me, so I don't know what he's doing. He's probably hungry now. Katie's probably not too happy with me right now because I know we've got extra bottles, but that's his favorite one. The other nipples on the other ones collapsed and stuff, so that's probably why he wasn't eating so good.
When you look at all those people out there, we are gonna make a bundle.
Excuse me. Pardon me. Thank you.
Are you giving up?
Thank you very much. The doors open at 9. No exceptions. Thank you.
Vicki, we're almost out of dots.
Okay.
The yellow one.
I've seen that name before.
Yeah, those are the jelly jar people, and they always sign up 2 or 3 times, and I think we should, I don't know, cross them off or something.
Cross them off. I don't want to see them again.
Yeah.
This is a pretty good day for a garage sale, you know. Saturdays are always, Jesus, shit! What the hell's a bus doing? It's a school bus on a Saturday. God! What are your kids that dumb? You gotta hold them an extra day? For God's sake. I'm sorry. You know, you get going so...
This is definitely a linden ranch. You can always tell a linden by the way he juxtaposes the Asian-style roof with the strong verticals of those picture windows. The ironic thing is that this exploration of the vernacular forms to rehumanize the man-made built-up environment is totally lost on most of the people who live around here.
Why don't you just let them in? There must be 40 people out there.
Because it's not 9 o'clock yet, Clayton.
Mr. Fenwick, it's all about order. We must, above all, have an orderly sale.
Oh, I know.
Really?
For this community, one of my clients is completely obsessed with wicker.
You know, for the longest time, I could not tell the difference between wicker and rattan.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I still get them confused.
Oh, that's cute. That's cute.
Through fires or anything, you know.
So, what do you think the odds are we'll find a Harvest Gold fondue set in there?
I don't know.
Steiner says he'll pay anything for a teak bench, but I don't trust him.
Yeah, well, he screwed us on that blue chair.
Yeah, he did. Oh, shit. Game's on, sorry.
It's just such a cool thing. I love it. You know, it's to see their faces.
I had one client, they came to me and asked me to remove their entire rear wall. Now, keep in mind, this is a Wentworth case study house. I think it was case number 84 or 85. But anyway, guess why they wanted us to take out the glass wall?
Kind of tattered toys.
I don't know.
Come on, guess.
I have no idea.
To put in a doggy door. Could you imagine a doggy door? It turns out they were these wacko dog people, you know. Putting a doggy door into a Wentworth, I can't fathom the idea. They had 3 or 4 dogs. They called their children, even dressed them up like little kids. It was pathetic.
Excuse me. Could you hold my place, please?
Sure.
Helen.
But yeah, you find a lot.
Hi. This must be a great sale if you're here.
Oh, I don't know about that. Guess we just have to wait and see what they got inside.
Oh,
Yeah. Is there anything special you're looking for?
No, not really. I'm just looking around.
Yeah.
What about you?
Oh, just some stuff for the store,
Hi. All right, well, I guess I better get back in there.
Yeah,
I'll
don't
see you
lose your
inside.
place. Yeah.
No.
Good luck.
Bye.
What did she want?
What? She's just saying hello. She's a good customer.
Yeah, right. Now listen, when we get in there, remember, I go to the left, you go to the right.
I know.
Okay? Now you just grab everything, we'll sort it out later.
I know.
I know. Well, you know, I don't want a rerun of what happened in Kidslow.
Never happened. Boy, you wouldn't call him and burn myself. I don't even know where this damn place is.
Today, it actually looks to be about average. There's about 50 people out there, and that's about right for one of our sales.
I just love looking at their stuff. Exactly.
I'm kind of excited, actually. They look like a pretty good crowd. I'm anticipating quite a bit of money out of today's sale, you know, for the Fenwicks and, of course, for my business as well. And they look like serious shoppers to me.
Well, I'm looking for like dragons and fairies and...
We're looking for toasters.
I'm actually looking for some cases for an old printing press to house type.
I'm looking for vintage jewelry, beadwork. Oh, I'm gonna see if I can find some nice old photos.
Pretty much just anything. I'm looking for a lamp. I just like to collect all the lamps.
At this point in the sale, it's really important to be sensitive. The Fenwicks are selling their history, and their life is in these things.
I hope it means a lot of money. I do want to go to France.
So I don't want to blatantly just talk about the money, because it's not really about that, but on the other side of things, it is about that.
I think we're going to make a mint.
I've been doing this long enough. I know how to keep people in order. First of all, we only let 10 people in at a time. We make sure they stay in line, and my staff, like I mentioned, is very highly trained. If anyone starts rushing around or grabbing things or in any way being out of control, we will take them out.
No, I'm on my way into work. I don't know, Doug called and said that there was an emergency. Down, I gotta go. The baby bottle? No, I haven't seen it. Okay, gotta go, bye. Not really proud of this, but it's a little trick I use whenever I'm running late and I get stuck behind a big line.
People, pay attention, please. We'll have order at this sale. There will be 1 through 10 only. Initially, I'll let you know.
Excuse me, folks. Excuse me, everybody. Please, my kid has asthma. I'm coming, Sport. I got your medicine. Excuse me, please, excuse me. I got your medicine, Sport. Don't worry about it.
You tried that 2 weeks ago, bucko.
1 through 10 only. Thank you very much.
Out of my way, people.
You don't have to run. Oh! Okay, everyone just calm down.
Whatever.
You want this?
I wonder if that's a real Urilla.
Urilla.
Ooh, cute.
Yorilla.
Come on, this is ridiculous. You don't even wear these things.
I love them. They're great.
They cut off your circulation.
I'm going to the garage.
Oh, you go ahead.
Really?
Sure. I have a bunch of these already.
I don't know why this happened. I usually wake up like clockwork.
Oh no. Oh, the pot of gold. Oh my God. I don't believe this. Oh God. Holy smokes. Oh man. Oh. This is
I think that guy is stealing from us.
You sure, Pop?
Yes.
Hey, you ripping us off?
What?
Empty your pockets.
What?
Don't make me hit you. Empty your pockets.
Okay.
Empty them.
See, no,
Everything
no,
out.
fine, right.
Everything out.
No, it's okay. No, see, it's just a wallet. See,
What's this?
it's an inhaler.
Oh
for my
yeah?
son. Yeah.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh yeah?
No! Hey, no! Come on!
I don't know if this is worth anything, but I want you to hold on to it because that little weasel wanted it.
Okay. Hey, look at this great ashtray I found.
Nice. I'm going back in there. I want to see if he's still alive. Ooh.
This is no fun. This is no fun.
Game. That's all I wanted. I didn't come in here. I'm trying to rip you off. Just give me the game.
Get the hell out of here.
We have to stop meeting like this.
You go ahead then. I just like the color.
You're sweet. Thank you.
Is that pot of gold? Oh my God! Where did you find that?
Actually, BJ found it out in the garage.
Oh, wow! I had that when I was a little girl.
Really? Oh.
Can I buy it from you? I was so obsessed with that TV show when I was little. Uncle Angus.
I guess I don't remember as well as you do.
Are you kidding? I mean, that show was my life when I was little.
Well, in that case, then you just take it.
Are you serious?
Sure.
Oh, thank you so much.
Well, maybe we could play it sometime.
Here. What's this?
Oh, you got the pot of gold game.
Sure did.
How fun.
Yep.
Well, that'll be 75 cents.
Alright.
Okay. Oh, great. Thank you. Oh, I see you got that clock. How nice.
Yeah, we take 10 for this.
Excuse me. What does the tag say?
15.
Then it's 15.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow, you look just...
It's my game.
You look just like Uncle Angus.
I am Uncle Angus. Dick Nickerson.
Uncle
Hello.
Angus. So what would you be doing in Bogwood?
No, I live here. I mean, not here, but across town. And it looks like you have just purchased a vintage pot of gold board game. I have been looking for one of these for years and years. To own as a memento of the show. I don't even own a memento of the show. Could I just hold it, maybe?
I don't believe this. I mean, how
Well, that's a snoot full of doo-doo. If it had been 10 minutes earlier, it could have been mine.
Oh my God, that voice. It is you. Uncle
I'd
Angus.
be glad to pay you for it. If you paid $5, I'll give you 10. If you paid 10, I'll give you 20, and I'll be forever in your debt.
Oh, would you say it, please?
What?
Oh, please say
What?
it. Your trademark.
Well...
Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, please.
All right. Begorra! We're in a bit of a pickle now, my wee lassie. Would you like an autograph? I could send you a picture with me autograph on it, eh? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know, forgive me. I'm very sorry.
Wait. Here. Take this. Take this.
Are you serious?
Yes, I am. I want you to have this. You're Uncle Angus, after all. I can't believe that I am standing here talking to Uncle Angus. Wow.
The sprinklings of the gold doubloons fall upon you for the remainder of your days, lass. Oh, thank you. Oh, and bless you. And bless you and thank you. Oh.
But you look a little taller than you did on TV. I don't know. What happened? Are you okay?
Now that game was mine fair and square. What kind of sale are you running here?
Hey, back off, sister.
Ow, ow, ow. What's it to you, baby? Here.
It's going real good. We just, I'm proud to say, shipped our first Caves and Beasts Online 1.0. And I'll show you here. Looks like it's going to be a pretty good start. Had a little rocky road with the Ratings Commission. They weren't too happy with the violence. You know, their heads being squished and limbs being severed and stuff. But and I thought the axe-wielding secretary was a brilliant touch. That was Clive's idea, but they didn't want that, so we got rid of that. But you know, I think we're on track with it. I'm kind of taking a break from garage sales for a while, at least until the divorce is finalized. But I'll get back into it, you know, once that gets all settled. But I heard the troll dolls are making a comeback, so I'm kind of excited about finding those.
Oh, the condo's working out just fine. No water, no leaks, no problems at all.
I've got my moss collection set up on the lanai. The lanai, I love that. Where are we, the Polynesian Plaza?
We didn't quite make enough money from the garage sale to go to Europe, but Clayton just got a job with a paper company in town, consulting. And we just might be going to South America.
Quibdó, Colombia. Rainfall of over 350 inches a year. You should see the mosses.
You know, that might be our big adventure. South America.
In a few years, all paper will be made from moss. Now, mark my words, moss is the future. Moss is the future.
Well, well, she never did forgive me for giving that game away. But, oh, you know, really it's okay. It is. Because, you know, if I want to be the kind of person who gives a game to a friend, then that's who I'm going to be. And no one can mold me into someone that I'm not. And, I don't know. I mean, I'm never going to like women's basketball. You can't force me to like rice crackers or give foot massages every night happily or whatever. So I just decided I would chuck the whole retro modern thing and go back to what I know, Mex-Tex. So, welcome to Prima de Bogwood. We just opened 6 weeks ago and business is doing great. Yeah. And we are Bogwood's premier source for Mex-Tex furnishings.
The IPO allows us to offer to do a public offering. So the IPO allows us to bring in a lot more capital that we wouldn't normally be able to do. It also puts us a little bit under the gun in a way. It puts us some more under the eye of not only our investors, since now we have investors, but of course the government's going to take a closer look at us too because now we have public money. But ultimately it's given us an enormous amount of freedom. Now we've been able to make that jump we talked about earlier, the jump overseas. We are in 6 countries now, including Colombia. And I couldn't have done it without this little lady here.
Hey, I'm warning you. I run the women's prison division of einmates.com, and we are just beginning to discover and address the needs of female inmates as they try to reestablish the most important relationships of their lives.
It's a prison chick thing.
Well, thanks to Angela Kochi, I was able to sell my pot of gold game to a high-end Japanese auction house, and I made myself a pretty penny. Not as much as I would have gotten from residuals, but I'm not complaining. The damnedest thing. I ended up putting my money in an internet startup called einmates.com, and the friggin' thing took off like a rocket. So, now that I'm a little more stable financially, I've freed myself to return to my roots, to my first love, dance. I'm putting together a show based on historical events here in Bogwood and using what used to be called the Bogwood two-step.
Oh, the Bogwood two-step. Yes, well, back around the turn of the century, downtown Bogwood presented some special problems for the pedestrians walking around. We didn't have quite the sophisticated drainage system we have in place today, and so as a result, there was a lot of standing water, sinkholes, and puddles.
And as the rain came down, the puddles got bigger and bigger, so at first you would kind of skirt around them, and then you would kind of leap, and then you would kind of skip and turn. And
the early residents of Bogwood would kind of walk around downtown doing a little hop, skip, and jump, sort of, because of all the water. And you could actually see the people, they had this little funny gait to them, and they would walk and skip, and they were avoiding puddles is what they were doing, but it gave them a funny walk. And you can always tell a resident of Bogwood by the way that they walk.
so now, when you combine all of this with the music and the other steps, you have bog dance. Okay, ladies, here we go. Yes, now.
Actually, I kind of burned out on garage sales. About 2 months ago, I gave everything to charity and just clean slate. I don't know, it just got so emotionally draining to live in the past. And God, the whole research biz, I mean, that got really tiring. Those questions, it never ended. So Coco and I decided to make a change and follow our dream. Well, it's actually my dream, really. And this is Bogwood Bay Winery. We're a small boutique vintner, and we produce locally grown wines. And if I may, I'd like to show you my pride and joy. It's my first creation here, and I think it's something that is going to really revolutionize the wine drinking world. It's a breakfast Chardonnay. It's a white, crisp, citrusy, beautiful blend that goes perfectly with eggs. And I will tell you something if you promise not to tell anyone. It's made with a little bit of fermented moss. Shh.
Pot of Gold reunion? No, not really. I mean, I think that some of the people in the cast would like to get back together again. I'm not sure with the way things are now. They probably want a reality show, you know. Fear Factor, scary leprechaun or something. I don't know. Murderous leprechaun.
We have a series of computer-controlled sluice gates which send the water in and out to various regions of the area that keep this whole thing flowing back and forward. There's a whole slew of tunnels underneath. We have some of the most advanced equipment outside of the Low Countries, you know, the Dutch areas with the dikes.
I see you got that clock. How nice.
Yeah, we take 10 for this.
Excuse me, what does the tag say?
15.
Then it's 15.
Okay.
Okay? And how many ties?
There are 7.
When I counted, there were 8. So 8 times 3 is 24.
Okay.
All right. And one clock at 15. That'll be $39.
All right.
Cash only.